All right, well, my name is Reesie Woods, and this is King Talk, and I would like to introduce to you King Talk. It is something that I definitely wanted to start to shed a light on the perspective of men, specifically black men. I think that we should all have a platform where we are able to express ourselves in regards to our culture and also just things that I feel as though we want to express and we could share amongst one another. So this is King Talk in hopes of it is thought-provoking and impacts you in the most respectful and positive way. So right now, the first episode actually is Ego Off Soul On, and actually this is my own exclusive interview that I am doing from my very first album called Ego Off Soul On. And I have a special guest with us right now. He is also singer-songwriter, Dave. And he has also co-written a handful of songs on this project with me. So I would like to introduce Dave.
How's it going? So, he already introduced me, but, you heard what he said. My name's Dave, and yeah, we've been working on this project for... Well, you've been working on it for how long?
A little over a year now.
Okay, yeah, and I kind of joined in September?
Yeah, you joined
beginning of October.
I would say October-ish.
Yeah, officially, I guess. And so, yeah, we just getting this music going. It's kind of, all we do, all we think about, all we want to do.
Absolutely. We've been really. Dave has been a part of the team, and he's been a very integral part of the process for me in regards to songwriting for this project. Songwriting is something that I am growing in, and working with Dave, he's definitely unlocked a whole nother perspective in how I approach songwriting. Yeah. So if you don't mind, just please share your process in regards to songwriting.
It's really not, there's really no I guess really isn't one process. It's just kind of you hear music, you have experiences, and you try to, interpret those the best way you can. And for me, for people like us, it's through music. I love to sing, so it started with singing and all the things that you hear other people do. And so, how do you make that your own? So I guess the process is really am I starting fresh and coming up with something new?
Right.
And how do I go about that? Or am I going to take something that I heard and kind of make it my own and change it into something?
Right.
I guess that's really the process, just to do that and to do it good. Excellence is the goal. So
yeah,
when I think about songwriting, it's how can I get the best sound?
Absolutely.
And that's by being free. That's by being creative. That's by saying no to some things and yes to other things. And so that's really the process, is not being afraid to be yes or no, or tell somebody else what you like.
Right.
Because I'm not afraid to tell you what I think I would do.
Right. Oh no, you're not.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't. That doesn't mean you should do it. But it means you should find what you like to do in a song and do that. So
yes, and that's exactly actually what you helped me with, because I'm always I'm always again, the perfectionist standpoint. Yeah. I'm always okay, even if I do like this, will other people like this?
It's hard not to think that.
Yeah. So you definitely helped me a lot with that, and just to not really care about the perception of it.
Yeah.
But more so the feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's dope, and I think that that's a great way to approach songwriting, and I think you unlocked that for me in many different other ways that we're going to touch on tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes. So the project Ego Off Soul On is about basically just cutting off the facade of what we present externally.
Yeah.
We all have an ego. and we all can display it sometimes. However, I think that we as men were oftentimes not permitted to express ourselves in such ways of vulnerability,
for sure,
or to be upset,
yeah,
or to cry, and things of that nature. So, with this being the title of my project, and I definitely will share my perspective, but I also want to know, what is your perspective on that title, and what does that mean for you, for someone who is an integral part of this process, and how are you receiving some of these songs?
I guess the biggest thing is the title itself is just kind of like, I mean, it's, if you think of it in like normal terms of today, like most people will say like it's woke. Yeah. You know, like it's like very introspective, very like taking a look at yourself and being like, who am I? What am I doing? How do I fit in the world? How do others perceive me? And then am I okay with that?
Yeah.
You know, and I think a big part of like having your ego death is like a big, you know, part of the wokeness. And it's just like, what is the ego death? I think that's what's important here. Like, what is going to go away?
Yeah.
And, you know, and is it going away for the better? Because I mean, is there a process? How do you do it? But I think what's also really important is whatever you go through in life determines how you view ego, or what your ego is.
Absolutely.
And so I think a big thing is to just what you've experienced in life to lead you to that ego on, you know, like what does that mean? Ego on, like so off. Like what does that mean? Like what's the bigger picture? So,
it's ego off, so on.
Oh, excuse me, ego off, so on.
It's okay. It's okay. It's kind of, the perspective could go, like, it could fall in so many different rabbit holes, and it could be so many different perceived perspectives from just that saying alone.
Yeah. I mean, and even writing some of these songs with you, you know, it's kind of like a, you know, we've had a lot of conversations just about our day to day, you know, and how we get through that, and just how to celebrate correctly, how to, you know, sacrifice correctly, how to give things, you know, mourn correctly, how to be angry correctly.
Yeah.
And there is a way, you know, like there's obviously a wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, especially in today's society, but I think the songs you've made give a better glimpse of that. And I think we've been vulnerable with each other in being able to tell our stories, or
in that way. Absolutely. Yeah.